During this session of OpenArt Lightroom, I will be showing you how to make a picture, and we will be mostly focusing on what gradients do. First thing we have to do is open with File to make our new picture. We click New, and we go to Template to select our size. I work with 4K UHD, and I also use the Unstable Development version, but I suggest you don't, as it will not work fluently for you. We then go to Advanced Options, still with, I do not use background color, change it to transparency. Now we click OK. Your background image should be here. It is already set to gradients, which is this tool you see accented in green. Here is where our choices are. I will scroll through them so you can see what they are. The difference between a full gradient and a partial gradient is whether you see the whole box filled or not. A full gradient looks like this. A partial gradient would look like this. Let's keep going so you can see what we have. I will start by putting in Strawberry Sundae. Here is the different shapes of our gradient. This affects how the gradient will appear on the screen. Linear is our first choice, and I will put it in to show you. To put a gradient in, click in the center of the screen and drag it diagonal. Once you have it how you like it, press Enter and your gradient will be set. I will now click Ctrl Z, which undoes the gradient. It can also undo any other mistakes you make. This will be helpful for later. Our next choice is bilinear. I will show you this now, following the same steps I just told you. Our gradient is currently set at 80%. We can also adjust the transparency of the gradient. I will turn it back up to 100% by clicking the plus button. The opacity bar is where my mouse is now. Back to 100%, let us proceed to our next shape option. The next one is radial. This one produces a circular pattern on the screen. As you can see, this is what it does. Now, let us hit Ctrl Z and undo this one to show you the next. The next one is square. See, this is what square would be for. Hit Enter, hit Ctrl Z to undo this one. Our next option is conical symmetric, but we do not have a cone, so it is not valid. Conical asymmetric, we do not have a cone. This one is not valid either. Our next shape is angular, but that is used for filling in objects we do not have yet. The same applies for spherical and dimple. Our next shape is a clockwise spiral. I will put that up for you. It should work, hopefully. Whoops, I forgot to select it for you. Let's get it up there, hopefully. There we go, it's selected now. Now we can enter. If it does not select enter, click on the X in the center. Now we hit enter. If it refuses again, click the X again. Click it as many times as you must in order to make it stick. Now hit enter and it should do what we need. Now Control V again to clear it, and I will show you the final shape, which is spiral counterclockwise. You can see it goes the other way. Control V to clear this. I will choose to use radial now that I have shown you all of them. There we are. Hit enter to make it stay. It is often good to put a partial gradient over your full gradient for a more elaborate look. Let us select one that is green and looks nice. I will use neon green. Now, since it will look the best, let us put it in spiral clockwise. Here we are. Press enter, and now we make our next layer. Go to layer, click new layer. It is currently a name we do not want. Hit delete and type in your name. I currently call it one. Click OK. Now, we will go back to the gradient tool, or rather stay with it, and we can adjust our gradient opacity again by clicking on the minus. I will bring it down to 75%, as this should be good for us to partially see through. Let us select another gradient. This time we can use neon yellow, as this will not fill the full screen. Let us put it in radial this time, and it will make a beautiful circle for us. Hit enter and it will stay. Now I will have to introduce you to some filters, and the filters are here. Let's start with distort, and we can use kaleidoscope, which will bring the circles into the corner. Hit OK, and there is it done. Now, our first layer is complete. Let us make the next one. New layer. Now, delete this and type in 2. Click OK. Our next part will be going back to the gradient tool and choosing our next gradient. Let us use purple this time. And let us put it in clockwise spiral and turn the gradient down to 50. Went a little too far there. There we go. It is 50. Hit enter to make it stick. Now we will go back to filter. We will find our wave filter, and we will adjust the amplitude of the wave, which will make it strong. It is stronger now, so let us go to OK to make it perfect. We can also run this through the kaleidoscope filter, which will give us a very pretty reflected pattern. There we are. Now, let us move number 2 below layer 1, and we have our first picture. Thank you for your time.